I think the biggest thing is to understand that you do need a license to fish in Idaho, and if you want a resident license, you have to have lived here for 6 months. So you can buy a non-resident license as soon as you get here, but once you've been here for 6 months, you qualify to get a resident license. So you need that fishing license. We have an online tool called the Fishing Planner on our website that's really handy. It has an interactive map where you can click on certain waters around the state or around the region. It tells you what's in there, what we've seen over our recent surveys, what to expect if you go fish there. And there's all sorts of online resources for anglers to use. Today, this pond will get 700 fish. Within the southwest region, we stock catchable trout into a lot of different waters. When I say catchable trout, I'm talking about trout that are in that 10 to 12 inch range. And the reason that we stock those fish is for what we call put and take fisheries. So they're stocked into waters with the sole purpose of being caught by anglers. Yes! And so we stock about 250,000 of those fish in the southwest region, so just over 250,000 fish region-wide. Of those, about 100,000 of them go into our community ponds like Parkcenter Pond behind us. It's a finite resource. I mean, we currently raise as many fish as we possibly can at our hatcheries across the state, and we definitely have seen an increase in effort and use of a lot of our waters during the pandemic. The one thing that we do utilize is a fish tagging program, to where we put buoy tags in the fish, which are like bright orange tags that we stick in their back that have individual numbers and some call-in information. And we can use those to help us better understand where fish are being most utilized and where maybe they're not being well utilized, and we can kind of adjust our stocking to kind of maximize the use by anglers. Maybe not stock times or waters where anglers aren't doing as well in catching those fish, and stocking more at times and waters where people are catching more of those fish. Most of these ponds would not have fish if we didn't stock them initially, so a lot of them are old gravel pits or various types of ponds. The ones along the river corridor that sometimes get water flowing into them during high flows, they get some natural influx of various fish species, but for the most part, especially when it comes to trout, if we didn't routinely stock them, the populations wouldn't persist. And most of the fish that we stock in the region, I'd say 95% of them are sterile. They're triploids, so they don't reproduce on their own, so they're stocked for the sole purpose of being caught by anglers. For our catchable program, almost all the fish that we stock are rainbow trout. In addition to the trout that we stock, there's lots of warm water species like bass and bluegill. So once they're kind of established, because they're fertile, they're not sterile fish, they're wild fish that we move in here, they develop self-sustaining populations. And so bluegill are a really good fish for kids to catch that are just getting started. They're small, but they're easy to catch. And so you'll find those in a lot of the ponds around the valley, as well as some small and largemouth bass.